Are you living your passion? What is your passion? Welcome to the Lux Life Discovered podcast, where we talk with people who are living a lifestyle that reflects their passion, because we believe everyone should enjoy living their best life, their Lux life.
Hello, I'm Rick Steiner. Welcome to Lux Life Discovered. My co-host Shannon Richmond, welcome.
Welcome. Thank you. Thank you for having me again.
Well, glad you're here. We've got a great guest in the studio today, and in fact, I think he's probably come from the farthest distance.
I think so. So far, I think so.
Yeah, so we welcome Jason Cottingham with TraumaHogs BBQ. Thank you for being with us.
Oh, absolutely. I'm loving this down here. Love this weather.
Yes.
Love the coast. Love the Emerald Coast. Everything about PCB and everything in the beach area. So. Well,
now we both we have good Arkansas connections, so we love the Gulf Coast as well. So how can you be in a bad mood when you're here?
Oh, I'm already rejuvenated since we've been here.
Oh,
yeah.
That's good to hear. Yeah.
I'm so glad to be here, guys. Thank you all so much.
Well, thank you.
Appreciate it.
So, TraumaHog BBQ. Tell me about the name.
That's a big story.
Yeah,
it's a very humbling story. I have a career of ER nursing. I was an ER nurse at a home facility back home. Home is Jonesboro, Arkansas. Right. And during COVID, it was a very trying year. Got furloughed. No one anticipated a lot of nurses to be furloughed during the beginning of COVID, and got furloughed. Went and traveled, did a little travel nursing. Went to Northern California, went out there and met some amazing people, and stayed out there for about 6 months. Then we went to Pensacola, Florida. I worked for West Florida HCA Hospital there, and met tons of friends in the Florida area. That's what led me kind of down here too.
Right.
And I think we did another round in Sacramento, a small round then. But yeah, that's my background. We always had a background in like competition barbecue. Always loved cooking and doing that type thing. Matter of fact, when I was working at the hospital, I was working so much on the side, cooking, and had a huge following at where I worked at, that it's just an extension of that now. And it's so blessed that we started this business and it's just taken off like wildfire. So
that's great. And sounds like some great places to go during furlough too. So
yeah, it was a little nice. And everyone says, well, you went to California. We went to Northern California.
It's different, yeah.
Which was up in the redwoods, and got to see some stuff I've never seen before. Right. Where the beach meets the redwoods. I never knew that place existed.
Yeah. I haven't seen that either. So
I don't know that I would even gone there or visited until that had happened. So we were talking earlier. You never know what happens in this life, and everything happens for a reason.
That's true. And our connection goes back to the bridal shows in Arkansas.
Yes.
Because I think my show there was the first one the bridal show that you had done.
It was. Matter of fact, when me and Tiffany and David, we all started the business, it was the first exposure of our company out to the public. And huge success at that show. Wow. And made a lot of business contacts, and met a lot of families for bridal catering. Right. And it just took off like wildfire.
Well, good.
And so I'm very glad that you took us in like that. Thank you.
Oh, well, you're welcome. Thank you for being a sponsor of the show here in Panama City Beach yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
And Shannon, I don't know if you were still there, but the gentleman that won the TraumaHogs gave away a great grill, and they have their rubs, and
we do. We actually have a retail store.
Yeah. So
not only we're just cooking barbecue, but we do have a small retail store back home.
But the guy that won yesterday was so appreciative, and that's what it's always rewarding when you see somebody win something, and you could tell, man, he was ready to use it. So he was excited.
He told me also that he had been a chef in the past.
Oh, really?
So he'd worked at different places. So I talked to him. I'm like, hey, do you want me to show you the specifics of it? He was like, no, I know how to do it. I'm just happy to get this thing because I know this is a good brand. So
This episode of Lux Life Discovered is brought to you in part by Steiner Event Group. Steiner Event Group is a national event planner that produces results for their clients. They offer event and wedding planning on any scale, hosting bridal shows, scouting talented models, and producing riveting concept photo shoots to help their clients expand their brands, products, and services. Whether you're a business professional aiming to take your brand to the next level, planning a corporate or private event, a bride seeking to have the wedding of your dreams, or a model ready to be discovered, Steiner Event Group is ready for you.
Okay, so the gentleman that won, when he called you back, he had already left the venue, and he said, I'm 40 minutes out, but he's like, I'm turning right around.
Yeah, he
was so excited to win.
He goes, please stay around. I want to get that grill. I said, no problem, man. I'm going to be right here.
That's
Just come on
awesome
back.
Grill. So how did you get from making barbecue to now selling grills?
Well, there's an amazing brand, and it's just, I researched, I'm all about grills. I'm all about grilling. They laugh at me back home because we call it the barbecue vortex. But when you come to our place, you get sucked into that vortex. We just love talking about it. I'm all about helping people cook also. I love our food, and I love it that people come and buy from us. Very, very blessed. But we also have a retail store where we sell stuff to help other people grill. And I'm all about helping them do their grilling at home and feeding their families and doing what they do. And I researched this brand for a long time. I have a friend in Kansas City. He is a sponsored teammate of this company. He said, you just need to check it out. So I researched it. I'm the type of person, I want to look at everything. YouTube video, articles. I need to know everything about this before I make a purchase. And it's crazy. I called one day, met the owner. The owner actually came down to Jonesboro to talk to me, which is crazy, owner of a pellet grill manufacturer. Yeah. Ryan came down and talked to me. He invited me back to their facility in Chaffee, Missouri, which is close to Cape Girardeau. And he invited me to the factory. I toured the factory, met every person that works there, shook hands with welders, CNC machinists, and American-made people, people making American-made products.
Right.
That's
That
awesome.
made an impression on me. It was already a high-end product that I wanted to buy, but I met the people that was behind that product. And I wanted to represent those guys. That's all we basically sell in our stores, American-made stuff. And I bought one grill for me, and it just snowballed from there.
And Jason was telling me previously, too, that just the fact of being at that facility, meeting the guy who started it, and the people that are actually making the product, how meaningful that is. Yeah.
We had a trying year during COVID, a lot of supply issues, and it just meant a lot for me to support a local company that made a high-end product. And I was just blessed that they took me in and showed me all about their facility. And like I was saying, got one, put it on social media, and then sold it, and then did another, and now we're authorized dealer for them, and it's crazy how life works out.
And then made some lucky young man happy here in Florida.
Did.
So, yeah.
And did you get to sample what they made yesterday on that grill?
Yes.
Tell us what you made.
So that was a bacon wrapped Oreo.
That was fantastic.
Which, if anybody else said that, I'd be like, oh. Everybody's interested?
What has a salt and sweet type texture, and anything with that contrast works well together. So
I think when you were walking around with the pan, you had followers behind you.
I was trying to go to all the vendors and because I know they were busy doing what they do, and I want to try to get to all the vendors, and I'm glad I did. So I met a lot of friends that way.
Yeah, networking at these events are always huge, and Jason is good about that because, there are several. You used to do a podcast, or if you still do the podcast, but with other barbecue grillers and companies, and it's a good team network. So it's not like it's out for just TraumaHogs and nobody else. It's a good team, not competition, but good team rivalry, I guess, is the best way to describe it. But you work together. Yeah.
It is. We did a small podcast before we started with our daily service. I've kind of got bogged down a little bit. I hadn't had a chance to revisit that. But, I've met some amazing people. We had, I got invited to a thing out in California while I was out there working before we started. Mm-hmm. And I met a person named Jay. He was from the Bay Area. And he said, you need to come to this get together. We're going to meet a few barbecue guys. They want to meet you. Well, I didn't know that I was going to this content creator meetup, and I met all these guys from California. Now we made contacts with them. I met another person through them that now I sell my rub in their store. It's a network effect. It is for small business. I never realized that in the beginning with small business, but even with your shows, it's, meeting the vendors, along with the brides and their families is just as equally important.
Exactly. Because all the networking, it opens doors for other opportunities.
You're right.
Tell us about you at the NFL game in Nashville.
Yeah.
Tell us the viewers about that too.
Yeah, we did a little tailgate for the Kansas City Chiefs there in Nashville.
Isn't that sharp?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we were got a call that we could go and help those guys. We partnered with an event group called Event Q out of Kansas City, and we cooked a little bit of barbecue in Nashville. It was a Chiefs Titans game. They did a big elaborate setup for a lot of the Chiefs fans. We were targeting those fans, and we set our trailer up, and they set up their music and DJ and some other things, and we fed a ton of people. Fed a ton of ribs and pork belly. So
when he said that, Greg Finley with Panama City Toyota, that's where he's from, Kansas City. So, and he loves barbecue. So.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. So I can't wait to tell him about this.
They're probably all about their burn-ins. I'm sure I don't know if you've ever had burn-ins.
Oh, yeah. He sent me some for Christmas.
Oh, well, talk.
But yeah, we had an amazing time there. Of course, we met a lot of networking individuals there. So I met a lot of great people from the Kansas City area. And then, it's just snowball from there. I partnered with the Bass Pro Shop. I've done a big fishing tournament with a fishing tournament system. It's a big catfish river, Mississippi River Monsters.
Right.
I've done that and some other stuff too. We're trying to get back into our competition stuff. I hadn't had time to even mess with that.
In your spare time, yeah.
Oh.
So you have rubs, you said?
I do.
Is it something you've created?
It is.
And then how do we buy those said rubs?
Well, let me tell you the background on that.
All right.
So before we started our barbecue business, I was already doing competition stuff, and I was working with the rubs. So what I would do during the competition series and season, I would work on my rub, and I put it on whatever we were doing for the comps, and I'd take it back to the hospital. Here's free food. Just tell me what you think about it. So I had a blind tasting for a long time of just people telling me what they thought, and I was like, I'm going to feed you guys all the time, but tell me exactly what you think about it. Don't pull any punches. Just don't tell me what you want me to hear, because I'm giving you free food, but tell me what you think about it. So I honed in on some specific recipes. For a long time, I mixed those recipes at home, sold it like that. It got out of control. I had to get with a co-packager out of Hernando, Mississippi. And then, it's taken off like wildfire too. So we have a 2-product line. It's a barbecue rub and an SPG, which is a salt, pepper, garlic. Yeah. And we're in about 50 stores in the Midwest and out in California.
Yeah.
Wow. And I guess you have it online too, so people can purchase it online?
Yeah, we have a website, which is TraumaHogsBBQ.com.
TraumaHogs BBQ.
And I want to tell everyone asks me about the TraumaHogs. They want to know about the TraumaHogs. Well,
where does the trauma come? Yeah, who's been traumatized?
Yeah, exactly. I think me and you have talked about that. But trauma comes from, I was a trauma nurse. Tiffany was a trauma nurse. And we've seen a lot in our careers. And it was a good focal point of where we've been in our life. And I have to be honest with you, when I came up and had that design created, I worried about it for a long time because I didn't know how it was going to be approached. Right. But you know what? After we started our business and I told our story, then it was just
unique and stands out.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
So that's good. Yeah. And their food is, the barbecue is unbelievable. In fact, I bought some ribs one time and was going back to Kentucky. It's a 3-hour trip between Jonesboro and Murray, and I got home and Debbie, had everything else ready, and so we started eating the ribs, and I was like, oh my gosh, if I'd known these ribs were this good.
You'd have eaten them in the car.
Yeah, they would have never made it home. She would have just ribs, the remnants.
I appreciate it. Yeah. We use good products back home. We use a specific brand of pork. It's a higher end. It's Prairie Fresh. You can probably see it on my shoulder. We're sponsored by them guys. And it's a huge pork producer out of Kansas City.
Right.
I mean, large. And very blessed that they want to partner with us. Royal Oak also, Royal Oak Charcoal.
Right.
And we use high-end products. High-end product makes high-end food, makes good food, and brings repeat customers. So
True.
I'm trying to think of an event that we can have to bring you here to cook.
let's do it. Come on. I don't want to. I'm trying to get back down here.
And they have the sharpest trailer that they've had custom built for their operation. And not only can you serve and cook from it, but it has this huge screen that will play. Well, you tell me.
Yeah, I've got a whole story behind that trailer.
Let's do that. Yeah.
So, me and Tiffany and David, we researched the best trailer manufacturers in the United States. We wanted the best trailer. I had friends that did competition barbecue. I looked at their trailers. I really studied hard, like I was telling you before, on what I do. I like to do a little research. So we reached out to a company in Waycross, Georgia called Southern Dimensions Group. They're the premier concession trailer builder in the United States. Well, guess what? They invited us to come down to the factory. Come look and see if you want to do one. And me and Tiffany were working in Destin or Pensacola at the time, and we drove to Georgia toward the facility. Same situation. And then let me tell you, these guys are top notch. Yeah. They built us a 34-foot enclosed concession trailer, and it's custom built. And when I mean custom built, all the way down to the frame. It's not just an enclosed trailer, put stuff in it. Yeah. This is like a full-blown commercial kitchen, in a small area on wheels.
Yeah.
But a very, very high-end, very high quality build. We have had zero problems with it. We also... like Rick was saying, it's got a 60-inch flat screen TV on the outside of it, big canopy, lights, sound, music, all this stuff. You got to have good music if you're having barbecue.
Exactly, yeah.
But yeah, they even reached out before the build. They have a CAD designer or their engineer sent me the blueprints. We changed a few little things. He said, well, you need to do this or do that. And man, it was a lifetime build for us. And now, I thought when we got into this barbecue game that trailer was going to be able to be mobile. That's not the case anymore. Matter of fact, when we went to the Kansas City game, we had an outpouring from our local community. I'm like, where did you go? We need you back. I can't even hardly move the trailer anymore.
Because they serve from the trailer every day.
Okay.
So,
yeah.
And tell us what that's going to lead to, or can you get into that?
We have some big plans in the works.
Yeah.
And we've been very blessed with our community, I wouldn't say dignitaries, but Economic Development Commission. They're interested in what we do. I met with some people with the Small Business Association at Arkansas State University. Mm-hmm. They've been helping us do some consulting on what we do. They reached out to the Economic Development Commission, which led into some other things.
Right.
And we're excited what this year is going to bring because we have some big things coming in the works. Can't really show them all right now.
I was going to say, so in other words, you have to follow TraumaHogs
We're going to have a part
barbecue.
two.
Right.
And we're
see some exciting.
I will say this,
with
with our big plans, we're firm believers of supporting our community back home, along with the community down here. And, but yeah, even the small town of Brooklyn, that's where we're at.
Right.
They're excited about what we've got going on. So,
and that community payback is huge. And that's one thing that I've learned down here as well is that it's not just what you bring to the area, it's what you turn and reinvest into the community because that's
100%.
Yeah.
We have our regular people that come to the trailer. I know everything about them. I know their family. I know when their loved ones are sick, and I know when things are going on with them because they're there all the time.
Right.
And I never thought when I started this business, because I've always worked for someone else, and I never knew the outpouring of the community, how that would affect me.
Right.
But now once I'm in that, I want to help other small businesses also, like Smoking Brothers and Prairie Fresh and all these companies, because they're just American made. They help other small businesses. I just never knew the networking involved in all that. But now, even like with your shows, that is a launch pad for so many things for us, and very appreciative.
Well, good. And that's something that is key in this area, and as well as where we're from in Arkansas, is the community-based organizations, the reinvesting in your community. And, it's the people that don't get that, they don't really stay around a long time,
Right.
because it's easier to support the people that have that same mindset than it is someone that is not going to reinvest.
This
locally.
community here is almost very, very similar to the community back home.
Yeah.
And that's the reason why we love this down here.
Right.
I have a connection down here. We've came down here forever vacationing. Then I spent time down here, a prolonged time of working down here, meeting people, and those people are family. And that is the honest truth. The people I worked
Right.
with in Pensacola, I'm still in contact with them. And I want to help this community just like I help mine. And I'm very blessed that you invite us to come and be a part of it. So
I'm honored you're here. So we got to pull them over to Panama City Beach a little bit too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can see some. Do you see my wheels
Oh,
turning?
I know. Did you have a chance to talk with Forrest Bishop, the caterer with Grits, yesterday?
I did.
Yeah.
We had a long conversation, actually.
Forrest she was my first guest on our first guest on the podcast, and Forrest is like, I'm not sure what to talk about. Well, once we started talking with her, it just flowed brilliantly. But
Can I tell you a secret?
Yeah.
I'm all about doing research, if I hadn't told you that already.
Yeah,
I looked
think
at
so.
every vendor before we got here.
Good.
So I pinpointed,
Yeah.
I didn't pinpoint, I just wanted to talk to everybody here. I'm all about
Right.
talking. And I met them and met her, and I told her, I said, your food looks amazing. You know what? It ain't all about me and our business.
Yeah.
I wanted to tell her she's an amazing culinary expert.
Oh,
I'm a barbecue guy.
She did a anniversary dinner for a couple, and he gave her like 2 words from, like, it was like a story or something that had to do with their courtship. And she prepared a whole meal based on that whole scenario for them for dinner.
Such a creative mind.
Yeah, and she is really at that. So I could see you guys getting together and just doing something that would just be
We were
totally
talking all
phenomenal.
kind of stuff
Yeah.
yesterday, and got to try her food. Her food's amazing.
Yeah.
Her presentation skills is top notch.
Exactly.
I would recommend her for anything down here, because even our stuff, I'd love to team up with her and do something.
This episode of Lux Life Discovered is brought to you in part by Orville's Men's Store. Thank you, Orville's Men's Store, for supplying the men's clothing for today's podcast. For the absolute best in casual and dress wear for men, visit orvillesms.com. That's ORVILLESMS.com.
I'd love to team up with her and do something.
Well, see, and that's what's nice. I like to team up with different people too for different areas. In fact, like the podcast, for example, my whole purpose of the podcast is to showcase the amazing talent of people that I get to work with that a lot of people would never know anything about, or not know as much about. And we've reached out to different people, and most people have been very receptive. And a few of my peers here either haven't replied or politely declined.
Yeah.
And it's an opportunity for them to showcase their talent.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm just huge on networking. So, and just
Me too.
like you.
Me
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Our business has thrived on that.
Right.
You gave us the launch pad for that during your first show, and I think you remember we had a huge response there.
Oh, yeah.
And same thing yesterday. It's just every time we do one of the Steiner shows, it's a huge networking opportunity for me, for our business, and for brides. And
Of
we're
course, then
excited.
I can't get any barbecue after that because he's
No.
too
He's
busy.
too busy.
No,
No, we ran out. I like doing. We were talking about that before we started, but I like doing the bacon wrapped Oreos. I like doing kind of odd stuff during those shows because, people don't normally see that normally.
Right.
They see the full
Barbecue,
catering
yeah.
spreads and
Yeah.
stuff like that. But I kind of get to showcase some stuff that draws interest. And
Sure.
you talk about there was a lot of interest yesterday. I was even trying to get around and give it to the vendors too. Just
Right. Well, it was delicious, that's for sure.
yeah.
So what, like, from now to the end of the year, where do you see TraumaHogs, and what would you like to
I see it's really
going
busy.
forward? Yeah, I do too. Yeah.
I looked at our books the other day, so we did have some advancements in our catering. I'd like to talk about that if we've got a
Okay.
minute. But we do have a new website. It's our TraumaHogsBBQ.com. We partner with Caters In out of Nashville. It's a catering software system where brides or even businesses can go into our system, quote their own stuff. I spent the large majority of our time quoting large events and brides and just businesses all across the board. And now that we partnered with Caters In, it has taken a load of work off me. Because
So is this your way of telling me that instead of emailing Tiffany and telling her what I needed?
No, you're different.
Okay.
I want you to, me and you talk all the time anyway. But if you do have a business or a bridal party and you just want to get an idea how much it's going to be, because a lot of people are just curious to how much it would be.
Exactly.
And now you can do that on our software. I'm very
that's
happy about that.
interesting, yeah.
I hadn't got to, and to be honest with you, this is the first time I've really even talked about it on a platform yet.
Yeah.
So, new website. We have our product line on there also. We have our quote system for our Caters In, and then we have our background page. You can see what we do and who we're about. And
Okay.
but yeah, excited about our website.
Yeah.
But going back to the question you asked me, how do I see us during the year? I see us super busy. Our books back home are getting pretty full. We have I've seen a lot more this year, a lot of business caterings.
Right.
And tons of bridal caterings also. But there's a huge interest in food service for our large factory base back home.
Mm-hmm.
We're a heavy industrial area, and they're highly interested in utilizing us. So I see us really busy with that. I'm already partnered with both hospital
I
systems
was
back
going to
home.
say, yeah.
So St. Bernard's Regional Medical Center, I actually serve in their cafeteria on every Thursday.
Isn't it interesting that every Thursday night they go in, or it's all day Thursday.
It is.
But,
It's a long
yeah.
Thursday.
So they, the cafeteria, it's theirs.
Wow.
So, yeah.
The line's a mile long. I can tell you it's pretty long.
I can't wait to get you here.
Oh, I know. It's, yeah.
We've
Just
also-
the excitement, but it's not just Jason, but it was Tiffany and Dave, and then now you have Taylor.
We do.
Who's working with you. And
We love her.
yeah, she's just a,
Can I talk about that whole situation when you're a small business? You're worried about, we're at the step where we need help. I can't work 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, which I did.
Tried, yeah.
And I've tried. But yeah, we were in desperate need of people to help us and build our brand and build our company. Well, who do you give that over to? There's already a shortage in workforce.
Yeah.
And I was just stewed over it. But she has been a godsend and a blessing. She was actually a customer.
Oh, wow.
Came-
That's even better.
Yeah, she was a customer, and now she's a perfect fit for our company and our brand.
plus Tiffany has a female with her now, so
Yeah.
that kind
Yeah,
of,
they-
she's not outnumbered anymore, so that's good.
Yeah, but she's very personable. She has excellent customer service skills.
I just wish
and
you could
everyone in our company is. We're not the normal food service. We're all licensed professionals. We've been and did customer service.
I wish
and that's-
Taylor could just be a little more friendly.
Oh goodness.
No.
Ooh-wee.
She
She
when-
is a blessing.
As soon as you walk in, she flashes that smile, and you just know you're in good hands.
Yeah.
So yeah,
A lot of people know her.
that's
Yeah.
So
But
she's from that area.
She is.
So
She's from Paragould.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So, well, good. Well, I know that there are a lot of things in the works that we can't talk about, so it's really hard for me to not jump on that wagon.
Sure.
But I'm excited to see. Well, it's been fun watching your business grow from day one. I'm excited to see what's ahead for the future.
It's crazy.
So,
It's crazy the leaps that we made. I never would have thought in a million years, to be honest with you. I was worried. I can remember the day that I quit my regular job. I had a mentor back home, Skip Heifel,
Okay.
and he told me, he goes, "You're not going to do it all the way until you quit your job, then you're in it."
Scary.
And it is
Scary.
way scary. I was a nervous wreck for months, and after the customers started pouring in, of course that calmed down, and I couldn't make these stories up. Of the people that I've met, kind of like you guys, just blessed, humbled.
Well,
I've been
good.
humbled a lot in my life, but this is one of the top ones. So
Good deal. Anything that you want to?
I'm just super excited. I need him to come here, do
let's
an
do
event
it.
here.
Please invite me.
Okay.
He will do it. Trust me, he's ready. So
Yeah,
And
we'd
then-
love to bring the trailer down.
I was gonna
so.
say, bring that trailer and it's just phenomenal in itself. Just what you're able to do out of that trailer, because it's not. We say trailer, it's not a typical trailer. So
You
it's,
think of the normal, I don't want to be derogatory to any other food service, but it's a high-end trailer. People want to see it. Large corporations want it at their facilities.
Yeah.
And it's a huge selling point. And you do high quality food and a high quality equipment, people they want to take notice.
Right. And then you've got the service, and then you've got the quality of your food to back it up,
yes,
which is huge.
Yeah.
I just think the story is so awesome. And so it's just so real. Like, this is how you did it.
Yeah.
I mean,
I did another podcast, and there's a lot of high interest in starting your own food trailer. A lot. People are very interested in that. They want to, there's a growing trend in the workforce of people want to leave their 9 to 5. They want to do their dream. I think after COVID, there was a big push and a big shift in our workforce of, you know what, life is short, and I want to pursue my dream. There's a lot of that going on right now. So there's a high interest in what we do. But yeah, if anyone ever wants to reach out, I can tell you all about it. It's a lot of hard work. I didn't realize how much hard work it was going to be, but I'm not a quitter.
Right.
And
it's easy to look at where you are now and think, oh yeah, they just did that in a short period of time. There's a lot of work.
You've seen me.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, you've seen me. Me and you have had lengthy discussions on situations, and but yeah, it's a lot of hard work. But I'm telling you, the response and the accolades, it's well worth it.
Right.
So.
Well, Jason, we appreciate you being here today. Thank you so much for staying over and coming on today. And Shannon, I think we do 6 of these a day when we tape.
Oh, goodness.
So I think we've got a great start. So
we do.
Everybody else has to raise the bar a little bit.
Rick, I really do appreciate you, my friend.
Well, thank you.
Shannon, thank you.
absolutely.
And thank you for joining us for another episode of Lux Life Discovered. We'll be back next time with Mallory Archer with Relax and Eat Cake. And we look forward to seeing you then. Thank you.
Thanks for listening. If you enjoyed this episode and want to support our show, leave us a review. That's the #1 way to help this show reach others just like you. Join us next time for another Lux Life Discovered.